Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's put the book warmer on. It's not too bad. A little cool, but not cold this morning, so. Back myself out of my docking station. Alright, guys. Today is the day. I've owned this thing for 4 days now, 5 days. What are we? 5 days. I've owned this thing for holy geez, 6 days. I've almost owned this thing a week and I haven't used it yet. I can't believe it. That's going to change because today look. I got a Canadian tactical attack goose sitting there. You see his head. I see you. Today we ride into battle. We will take down the branch of doom. The Yari branch. You stay focused. You fight brave. You are Yari branch samurai masa. You stay Yari. So I got a name for him. He's the branch Yari. If you don't know what a Yari is, if you ever see like a Japanese samurai and they got like this stick with a sword on the end of it, it's called a Yari. That's what so that's the tree Yari. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Gonna see how labor intensive this thing is. It's got semi-rubber handle on it. It's like a plasticky rubber, so you can imagine the vibration through this thing would be crazy. It's been a while since I used one of these, so I'm gonna start off with the low branches, just so if I have to, just till I get used to it. There's a way you cut that you don't get it stuck, right? And I have no backup, so other than my chainsaws, but I need a ladder. The idea is to avoid climbing the ladder, right? But what I'm also hoping is that I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I still got that grass to do on Wednesday. Basically, it's so thick now that there's no way that lawnmower is going through it without throwing the belt off. So I made a swath for her yesterday, but I gotta go back on tomorrow afternoon for a couple hours, just make trails for her to be able to start the lawnmower. I have a hunch I'm gonna have to do the entire thing, or at least take it down to about like 6 inches or something like that, so she can get through it. Yeah. Like I don't have to take it right down to the ground, just enough so that, because that mower, like, it throws the belt, like the deck's all messed up. It's a 40-year-old vehicle, 40-year-old lawn tractor, right? So, that's 30-40 years of like hitting rocks and stones and stumps. Things get dented and welted after a while. Yeah. And but anyway, the good news is I'm going to try this guy out for the first time. I do have to go get some mixed gas because, well, I kind of need mixed gas. I tried to use up all the old stuff I had, but I've only got like that much left in it, so it's enough that I can make a mix. Because I don't like making a mix when you got like that much left in the tank, because it throws your mix off. Yeah, it's a little richer, but that's fine, but it's like, I like to be, like, you won't hurt the saw, but you might, it does plug things up over time because it's now thicker to burn, right? So I'm gonna put the high test gas in and go from there. So should be an interesting day. A little bit late rambling. It's like 9 o'clock right now. I figured I'd do, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours of work. Because I called Paul last night and he got everything done for this week. So I was like, oh, okay. So that frees up my, like, I always got, like, if something happens and Paul and I can't work together on the days that I have with him, like, there's still stuff for me to do. You know what I mean? There's always stuff for me to do. So that's good. And sometimes too, I could also just use it to relax a bit or get stuff done for myself. But I want to stop in and see what's going on with the, hey, you guys coming to get my frickin' trucks or what? Yeah. Because I do want to, hopefully this weekend, like I could have got it done this weekend past, but it was so miserable out, and my body needed such a rest that it was just like, you know what, no, I'm not going to work hard at all this weekend. And I didn't. I didn't do any real intensive labor at all, right? Because like on my days off, the problem is when you work all the time on your days off, you got to slave for yourself too. I get this done and get that done, and you know, like your body doesn't get any rest. So, woo, I guess I better stay on the road. Like I got to start, you know, cut the wood for. Like we still have a lot of wood left over from last year because we used the what do you call it, the heat pump, which we won't be using this year. We're going to go back to wood because it was like $500 a month for the heat pump. Like that was crazy. You know, we might as well just use the electric heat if we're going to do that. You know, like the heat pump is maybe on a newer house it might be energy efficient, but it wasn't energy efficient for us. Wood is a lot cheaper. You know, even if you buy the wood, you could heat for about $2,000 if you buy it, and probably about $600-700 or less if you cut it yourself, and you know, whatever. You still gotta haul it, and then your time, right? Like I'm gonna cut wood this year to see. We normally burn between 14 and 18 cord a year, right? This year it's been like a strange year where we would have run out of wood, but we're still burning. Like we had a frost the other night. It's June 2nd, right? So there's a lot of things like that. You know, like where it's like you know, just to take the damp out of the house from all, like when it rains like that, it's cold. You know, the house just gets damp. You know, to the point where it's not really cold, but it's just so damp. It's killer on your arthritis if you have arthritis or whatever. So you got to take the damp out. Plus, you get mold if it stays damp too long, right? So yeah, I got the big boy saw. So I'm gonna, you know, my dad's getting too old to, you know, be doing hard stuff like that. So I want to help him out a bit, you know. What I'd like to do is cut like 10 years worth of wood in like 2 years. You know what I mean? Just pile it up, store it somewhere. Then, you know, maybe cut like have like 10, like 180 cord, 200 cord sitting there. That's like 10 years worth of wood, right? And just, you know, maybe cut an extra 2 every year, just cause, right? Because over time it dries out so much that it burns faster. You know, so like the idea is to always have it. So we've got a property down there that Paul and I are going to be doing. Yeah, right now it's just him, but lady out walking her dog with the mosquito net on. God, I hope it's not going to be one of those days. I think it's going to be too cold for that. Yesterday it was good. There was a bit of a breeze, so after all that rain, at least the flies weren't on me. I do have my fly net, but when I wear my chainsaw helmet there, the flies kind of get around that one. But it'd be nice if I could sort of finish this job today, because then it's just one less person to worry about, right? The other job, I gotta wait till the guy heals up a bit. He had a hernia operation, so he's gonna be down for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, I don't want to bug him before that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're trying to relax. Oh yeah, by the way, here's what I want to do, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, dude. We'll talk about it later, right? You know, so I got lots on my plate. I'm starting a new car fund, so I'm at that stage, so that's good. It's like $20, you know, a day or whatever, or a week, you know, whatever I can swing, you know what I mean? But a minimum of $20 a week. So every 10 weeks I got $200 towards another vehicle. right? Or repairs for this, or whatever comes first, right? Because I have no illusions about my vehicles, how long they last, right? Like I have money ahead, but like to stay ahead, you gotta keep putting money away. So, because I've done really well so far, but when I get into like up to June, I transition my money differently, and then from August on, it's like, okay, expenses. You know what I mean? So I put $1,200 on the credit card last week. So for this month, it might only be like $300 or $400 that I put on, but the rest of my money, even if I could put $1,000 on the credit card, the rest of the money is going to go towards getting ahead, and you know, saving up for a vehicle and you know, other things, you know, like chainsaw chains and stuff like that. But if I could sell off my trucks for scrap, that'll pay for the brush cutter, and that'll at least conclude the two main tools I wanted to get this season. If I can get a third tool, great. If I can't, oh well. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, right? You just kind of go with the flow of how much you can get ahead, as long as you're ahead. So if you put like $20 a day towards a vehicle, you know, like that's $140 a week, right? If you could do that, you know, 10